Hello everyone. So, I figured I could do a follow-up video of what's going on. A bunch of people released today that the horned serpents are found where it's over 20 inches of rain. That was part of playing two phones right now.
All over.
I think I'll be okay. You just might get some extra protegos. And if I end up feeling I need to, I will stop and do yours first there. Okay. And I just got another oddity runestone, which I am not complaining about.
No, it was your short as is.
Yeah, and I want to get, if possible, get 2 bows today.
Good luck.
So everyone is aware werewolves have been sighted. They will be in America tonight. So, horned serpents, back to what I was saying. Horned serpents are, from what we can tell right now, it's exclusively rain. If you get less than 20 inches of rain, Logan gets 19. You don't get horned serpents. If you get over 20 inches of rain, you do. There are a few places that are right on the edge, and it's not known exactly what's going to happen there. There are places that are getting less and getting a lot of rain, and they are getting horned serpents. So the thought is that if you have a huge rainstorm or something that brings in a lot of rain, hopefully, and it's happening, and it happens at dusk, horned serpents. But I figure I'll come show you. This is where I'm at. Sorry on the buffering, I really can't help much there, because until my service provider gets a better stream. So this is all I need, as you can see, is the arrows. But I need to get them today if possible, so I can get my werewolves again. So there's that. So I'm hoping to get those today. Werewolves were spotted in Asia, so we should have them tonight. So right now the videos and everyone's saying rain. If you have a high rain area, like you're getting over 20 inches and you are not seeing 20 inches a year, and you are not seeing horned serpents, leave a message. Well, leave a message if you're seeing them anyway, and go ahead and leave how many inches you get. But especially if you
detour around, I spaced off. God.
Especially if you get less, but you're seeing less than 20 inches a year, and you're seeing horned serpents, and not during a rainstorm. My husband's trying to go get dog food for our dog, and he's pulling everywhere but where I need to be. But the entrance to the store.
Everywhere but where I need to be.
So, but we are doing some research because something's up in Logan. we are seeing, we've proven it. We are seeing leprechauns during, when it's not cloudy. It is not cloudy and leprechauns are around. So, we are trying to do some research. If it's trying to find out, one, is it pulling not from the actual, from the data from the, that shows on the screen, and it's pulling from AccuWeather? Is it, or is it this? I don't think I'll get you there either.
I don't think it'll get me there either.
Or is something up with my area? Even some of the major researchers that did research into the leprechauns have been shocked. And so something's up with my area, which is what I wondered before, because that's why it's up a little bit. That's why it's this one. That's why I was suspicious and was questioning on the horned serpent so much, is something's going on with our area. We are seeing oddities when we shouldn't see oddities. And it's not just even just magizoologists or just aurors or anything. Everyone in our area is seeing them at times when they aren't supposed to be out. We're seeing them during the day, and not just during the evenings or things like that, which is when most are seeing them. And we are seeing them when it's not cloudy. One was saw this morning at dawn. So we're trying to do some research into what's going on with Logan, Utah. Because something's up here, and we are not quite sure what's up here. If we're in a certain zone that for some reason gets things a little bit different, we aren't sure what's going on, but we do have proof that it's happened. What time on doxies? Doxies are dawn for you. If you look up your area and type in dawn, that varies. So like, it used to be that it ended at like 7:30 here, and I think it's more like 8 or 8:30 now. So, and it starts later too. Obviously, the sun comes up later, and so it goes from your area. Other areas, I think I've heard here in Utah even have a different dawn time than we do here in Logan. And it's because we're so close to the mountains. We have mountains literally on both sides. I actually am at a really good place. I think Steph saw this yesterday, but this is a perfect place. I'm going to switch to my camera and let you guys switch around. Oh, no, I do want this one. Okay. You can see I'm not zoomed in, so you can see the mountains aren't very far away. There are mountains over there. You can kind of barely see them on it. And now I'm looking the other way. And while I can't see there, yeah, you can see the mountains over there just under those clouds. So we literally are in a valley in the mountains. It's two separate mountain ranges. One is the Wellsvilles, and one is there's another one, I think the Wasatch, but I can't remember for sure. But we are in a valley that's surrounded by mountains, other than on the north. And so that, I'm wondering if that makes a difference in the game. I know it makes a difference for Dawn. So I wonder if that might have something to do with why we're seeing leprechauns. Another thing is there is a story that's kind of well known about the lake that's just over the mountains to the east. So that first set of mountain ranges I showed you, that the lake there actually connects supposedly directly to Loch Ness. And the reason they can't find the Loch Ness monster is that it keeps moving into Bear Lake while they are looking in Loch Ness. Bear Lake has been depth. They've tried to find the depth. Last I heard, they cannot find the depth. They've dropped things down, whatever else, and they reach their max length, and they're still not at the bottom. Now, no one has taken the time to send out any of the stuff they would usually send out with oceans or stuff, because we're kind of landlocked. And so a lot of people, the money to bring it in and everything else, people are like, it's not worth it for a small lake. Now, do I believe it connects to the Loch Ness for sure? No. But it is interesting that the story that is told about Hogwarts Lake mirrors not exactly, but very closely the stories that have been told about Bear Lake. I am not sure if she heard those stories or if those stories are common in other places, and so she just kind of compiled it, or if it came out of the top of her head. But it is very interesting, as I read that story, as I read Harry Potter, to hear the story, to read that story, knowing the stories we have about Bear Lake. And then, as I did other reading, I haven't read that story about even the Loch Ness being that deep. I've heard many stories about them going in there with everything they can to try and find the monster, going clear down to the bottom, the works. And that was a horrible cast. And I should have had my husband's phone up while I was doing that.
What was it?
It is Godric.
Oh, wow.
So it's not as huge that I missed it for you, but yeah. But so it is, and it departed. But it is very interesting that we did get that we do have that story. And then we have, okay, that one's Salazar, and your phone wasn't showing anything yet. And it departed. I've heard about this a lot lately, and I'm not sure what's up. But people are saying, sorry, I'm being quiet and double checking because I could have sworn I just saw one kid beating on another kid, and then when he realized we were watching, he kind of smiled and let the other kid go and tried to pretend they were laughing, they were playing, and then the other kid ran away. So I was trying to make sure that if there was an issue, we could pull around and do something about it. So, anyway, I have heard a lot of people saying that things are departing more than usual, more than they have been. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's the first time I've had that. That's the third Hogwarts thing that's departed on me in the past little bit. Hogwarts portrait. Founder portrait. That's what I'm after. So, I don't know why. Because I found one right before we left home. Oh, come on. Tell me I got the right one. Yes. Hermione.
It's the sloppiest cast I've ever done.
It's the best. Oh, really? Obviously, my phone's going to try and freeze here.
Ditto. So is mine.
Yours is... Oh, yeah. His is doing the same.
It's Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Wi-Fi.
Well, I didn't.
I'll flip around.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's probably gone.
Boom. Got her. I forgot where I pulled over. It was Wi-Fi.
Yeah. We can connect to some Wi-Fis, but they block a lot of
Pokemon Go
game
and
data.
Lizards and that.
Well, a lot of game
A lot of
data,
game
period.
data, period.
And it's nice for when we're at places where basically our church has a lot of churches around, and they use the same Wi-Fi password and everything, but they block the game data. And we use it because we teach every other week at church to the 11-year-olds, 11 turning 12-year-olds. But when we're out and we forget to turn it off and stuff, and then some people have said that the reason my person keeps freezing is because I have it off, so I tried having it on, but I still noticed my person freezing, and then I end up with that happening. So, I am not sure what to do about my person freezing like it is. I just kind of accept it, and usually when we slow down, eventually it'll decide that it's going to catch up. So, I'm on a high, if you guys can't tell. On my main channel, on my other channel, I actually got noticed my Instagram post that was about the fact that I'd put up a video and that referred to we have developed some merchandise for my other channel, and it got noticed by the director of the National Society, and I was shocked because that doesn't. She's very active on social media, but it was just like, you know, it's one of those things that would be like being noticed by some of the Niantic people or whatever, and so it was huge. So I'm on a high already. It would be even better to finish off that high by getting the 2 bows and leveling up.
You tell me what chamber to go in for the foes you want.
I've still heard the tower chambers are giving them. So let's try Tower Chamber 2 again.
Okay, Tower Chamber 2 it is.
Guess I'll go after the formidable werewolf because he's gonna go after the other one.
Common Dark Wizard.
So sorry I'm being a little bit quiet right now fighting. I'm watching to see if you guys say anything, but also trying to think, or hoping I get the bows and trying to think. Drop this on him because he struggles a little bit more. Common Earthling shouldn't be hard at all, and he can do better against the other one. Let's go after this one because he always complains about the pixies. And of course, right as soon as I say that, my finger goes all over the place. And I struggle a bit more with him. There, that's more like it. So I do plan on one of these days, and it may be later tonight. It may not be till like tomorrow or sometime. Either going to the local or going to the closest, one of the two closest places that have over 20 inches of rainfall. There's one to the north and one to the south of me. They are a little ways out there, like, what, probably about 45 minutes away. The one is less populated than the other, which may make it easier to travel around, but it may mean less spawns. So I'm not sure what to do there. I do want to, though, try going when it's not raining or threatening to rain or have rained that day. Not a bow. Oh yes, I did get a bow. I spoke too fast. Yes.
Get a bow.
Well, I need one more bow. Should we go again?
Okay, I wasn't planning on it, but I can.
Well, it's up to you. Do you want to go in or just wait here?
I'll just wait. You can go in after it.
Okay, let's go for it. This should be fun. Forest Chamber 3, it's white now. Last time I went after this one, it was a fight, and there were 2 of us in there, but it was red. So, I have heard that the forest chambers get even better chance, but my husband struggles in the forest chambers. So, and I don't blame him, but it just means that drop this one right off the bat. I'm not even playing around. Imposing Dark Wizard. And I have 5,000 and this one's 1,000, so I have 4,000 about more that I need to hit. Here's the sad part. It looks like I'm going to lose out on a couple potions, or a couple hits from the potion, 1 hit, because I will have
goddesses watching.
Got the wizard.
Say, why didn't you go help your wife?
Oh no, I talked to her about it already.
No, with this one she's gonna say, why didn't you?
No, I already talked to her about it.
Okay.
I know what I'm saying. So what I choose to do in ones like this, I choose to go after the ones that I know I'm going to have the hardest time with, so that they're dead to 1,600, almost 1,700 hit points to beat. But that way I know they're dead, and then I can, the ones that are easy for me, if it takes a little bit longer, that's okay, or if I'm low on health or things like that, I can adjust with those. How much potions I want to drop, everything else. And this is not being near as bad as it was last time I went against this one. So, but I do want to, I'll let him kill me off, because I still have 6 minutes, so this will put me at 5 minutes. And then I'll be full health again, hit him real hard, and go from there. And it gives me a time. I've got 5 out of 6, so I'll have 4 out of 6. I'll have just over 5 minutes. One of them's that, one of them's an acromantula that'll be easy. One's a werewolf. 5,000. I will have taken out 3,000. The others should be pretty easy. Because I'll have 2,000 between 4 foes. So one thing about doing that is now I've got full hit points, which means I'm going to hit this guy harder than I would otherwise. And maybe I should have dropped a potion, but now I'm getting nervous, so I'm going to have to, on my others, drop potions. But that's okay. Let's go after this guy. And not let myself be taken out again. Because I can't afford that. Not again. Especially where I'm not getting rid of this imposing werewolf very fast. I'm sorry your internet's dead. I need to focus on what I'm doing and my internet's working. There. Three more. Be sure and throw this and this and this. Hey, come on, I said start. The one good thing is after this one, my other two are acromantulas, which is part of the reason I saved them. Because I'll be able to go after them faster. I did that Protego. It didn't get it. One more hit. And then I've got 2 acromantulas to do in 2 minutes. Which actually isn't quite as worrisome, but will require potions. Let's go after this one. Drop this. Then go after this one. You do want to drop those spells whenever you can for a few reasons. One, I was going to drop a potion. One, you have, you get stuff for it. 2, it does strengthen you up. One.
Did you see the horned serpent's message?
What?
It says she's got horned serpents in Cache Valley.
Hon, you have found horned serpents around here? That's huge. We need to...
Where, though. Doesn't remember where.
Okay, tell her please try to remember. Stephanie, did you hear, or Steph, did you hear that? We may have just thrown a huge kink in their figuring and proved out yours. Because yours said we should be right on the edge. This one's going to come down to, can I hit it enough? Yes! Seconds! Like a second. No, please give me a bow. Yes! Sorry if you're wearing headphones.
We're good because I have absolutely no internet here, no nothing.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry if I got people's ears.
I responded in the wrong place.
No, I just need to level up. So, Angel, let Steph know we may have just gotten a message that may throw a huge, well, not a huge kink, because obviously, as we talked about earlier in the stream, that something's going on here in Cache Valley. But they found horned serpents here at some time. They don't remember when, but they have found horned serpents here. And we should not have horned serpents according to the rainfall. So, and it's someone I kind of trust. It's someone I trust. It's a local person. So, but it would work with her data, with Steph's data, because Steph has it not rainfall, but forest. And so I'm gonna, when I get off, I will be going and seeing if I can rack her brain. Ask her if it was the east side of the valley, if the east side of the valley rings a bell, or I will later. So first I need to come over here because I'm pretty sure I can, yeah. I wanted to make sure to get that collected. Well, let's see, what else is registry is going to help too, always. Come on, would you, Rowena, would you come home with me? Come on, come home. Or actually, let me over to the fortress. Because I have Rufio's running. Yes, here comes Rowena. So he's playing Pokemon Go. So I'm going to, and he needs to empty his box, so I'm going to run over here to the fortress and go from there. I obviously can't go as high of a level. It's not so important what I get now. I just got to get stuff. Actually, I should go after that for the points. Really, Yerkling? I have to hit you again? Oh well. What was that? Oh, it's another Erkling. Okay. Let's go Tower Chamber 1. So that way I get enough, but I'm getting lower on energy, so I don't want to risk that. So yeah. I know going in here with my husband would be the best, but where he's busy emptying his Pokebox and he doesn't want to play Wizards Unite right now, my best option is to, I think, to just keep going after fortresses while he's overdoing that. So, especially where I want to get the most points possible for my thing right now. Okay, you want to drag those zeros up all the time you can. It will help you get more red spell books, more of your scrolls, makes it easier against the different things. So dropping potions probably would help too, but I may be trying to go against the next forest level soon, so I want to make sure I save up as much energy as possible, or as much of my potions as possible, because I would like to see that one. And I know I don't have enough potions with how that burns through the potions to do that right now. And then if my husband decides he wants to go, I'm not busy stressing about doing that. So, plus my energy level I don't feel is high enough right now to go after. I would prefer to go after with almost full energy after how much that last one took. So I have heard that some people have managed to take down dark 5s by themselves. One reason for me going into chambers and stuff... Oh, let's go after the port keys. One reason for me going into chambers and stuff higher, and eventually I will probably be carrying people. I usually end up carrying my husband in the higher level chambers, as you kind of saw. So, didn't need anything but the XP, but I'll take that Niffler. But I won't complain about the XP either. So, come over here. That's still resetting. Let's go after this. One hit. That's good. Let's see. It has reset now, so now I can go like this. Then we can go after, because he's still over there. We can go back in. Oh, let's just do this one. I already dropped it. I wouldn't have done that one if I had thought about it. I would have saved that, but oh well. So I did have some people, if you aren't aware, and I know Angel and Steph are aware, some people ended up getting a award package in the free award package today. Well, and some people were saying, oh, that's if you've completed all the SOS. Other people were saying it's just for FanFest, and others were saying it's early attendees of FanFest, the early passes. So they did come out and say it is the early passes of FanFest, or I can't remember, maybe it was FanFest 2, which I did not attend. So if you did not see a pass, don't feel bad. But it was interesting that at one point the speculation was that it was SOS. You'd completed the SOS. So, and that's what brought it up to my mind. So I'm trying to buckle up is part of the reason I'm not doing anything even though I really need to be fighting to get done before my birthday is. I still have 4 minutes. But with an imposing Death Eater and it all being Death Eaters, that's a little bit harder, but that's okay.
Stop! My phone is being very stupid.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sick of this. I hate doing this, but we are going to rest or use a potion because there. Maybe I should have used the other one, but that's okay. I just was getting very tired of hitting this guy and barely touching him. This is where I wish the potions would transfer on to the next person.
Yes, so do I.
And that is something a lot of people have brought up over and over and over and over. Try and remember to cast these down there. You will get a, there is a achievement for that.
I'm trying to place in this gym, but my
I
phone
know,
is
I'm not
stupid.
complaining. I was just wondering I was looking at your phone. Is that okay?
I keep losing internet. That's the problem. I even tried restarting my phone and it's doing nothing.
That's not good. There's the last one of that. See if I can return it quickly. Nope. So I'm not going to worry about it.
There you go. Of course, you know, any Taurus that shows up is your chance at saying. Hoping my internet improves driving around. So I even restarted my phone.
So the other thing I am being told is that once in a while they will have, they do have outliers on the rain thing, but there's like, well, that's always going to happen. We don't have to worry about the fact that there's outliers, which to me is a little bit confusing because you would think you want to get it to where there's not outliers. Because to me, if there's outliers, I would think that that's saying you have not figured out the real reason that you're missing something. But maybe in the game they figure that, nope, they aren't. Or obviously they figure they aren't missing anything. That they're just going to have outliers no matter what. And no, etc. And that's basically what they're telling me. But to me, it tells me that maybe they don't have the real reason.
Oh yeah, my phone's moving a lot better now.
But that's whatever.
As slow as I can with all your potions, spell energy.
But we are sure, one thing we are sure of is that it does look like it's looking like there may be areas that are outliers. Not just outliers, areas that are outliers. We are trying to figure out what the heck is stimulating our outlier. and go from there. You know, what's the key to the difference in our area? But where we have heard that someone has found horned serpents here, in fact, it does had I known that before, I wouldn't even have thought to bring up the leprechauns. But now I know that the leprechauns is an outlier and should not be happening. And that's making this even more, what's going on? And it is possible that what's going on is exactly what Steph and I found out, that Logan's right on the edge of a few biomes. So there's no... So it's kind of a what's going on here area. Nope.
Nothing.
You're still back at the park.
I'm ready to crucify my phone.
Now it's coming. So I'm not going for as much now because my Barufios is over. I did not get to level 30 yet. I did jump up a ways, but did not get to level 30. That's okay. I do want to check, though, where my closest achievement is. Spell successfully cast. Is that huge? Is the next one there? Or potions? Where am I on potions? Nope, I'm not good on potions. I'm not ready to harvest another potion. So, basically, to sum up what we figured out, Steph has an idea that overlaps with the accepted idea of it being rain, except Steph says that it's based on one or two other things. It may be rain and being in a forest biome. It may be rain, that there may be two overlapping. So that's the idea, is that we still need to, is that there are some outliers, and until that's figured out what's going on, and Logan may be the answer to the outliers. Whoa, what is this?
What?
Haggard.
Too bad you only need one Hagrid.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the first one you get entering the game.
For now, I only need one Hagrid. Down the road, we will need more. Come on, move, person. Thank you. So I'm trying to play two phones, one playing Pokemon Go and one playing Wizards Unite, which is interesting. Yeah, I get that. It would be nice if our local unusual thing shows up, and that's if we start seeing some leprechauns again. Because if I could catch them in... And that's another thing. If anyone's watching any of my previous live streams, and you happen to see a leprechaun, would you tag it leprechaun? Or, just comment leprechaun and what time? Because then I can use that to go back and look at what weather was showing up at least on the screen at the time. It wouldn't show some of the other data would like to gather from them, but it would help people who are trying to figure out what's going on with Logan, with Cache Valley, figure that out. So if you, and I know I didn't click on very many of them, things like that, I often would just click and go, leprechaun again, or things like that, because I didn't need another leprechaun.
Exactly.
But if you happen to be watching and see those, if you would let me know, so that then from there I can try and figure out exactly, or I can at least share those to say, okay, these are things we know of. Yeah, we know there's a bunch that we're missing, a bunch of the data you want, but we have proof of this much at least. The more data points we can gather, the more that can help them figure out what's up with our outliers. Because it does appear Logan is, period, an outlier. The other interesting thing to know that I don't think anyone knows, but it would be nice, is if anyone in Niantic is from Cache Valley area or has visited enough Cache Valley or Bear Lake that they know the stories from Niantic, or I think basically it would need to be Niantic, possibly someone from Warner Brothers might, that's working on the information or that they're sharing, or obviously anything direct from JKR, it does appear will be considered as part of the accepted storyline. So we do know that the movies are all accepted, are all canon. We do know that the books are considered canon. However, canon is not, and this was interesting to note, it is the one that is not canon is the possibly Quidditch Through the Ages, possibly the Deathly Hallows book. We do know that Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is canon. So, and they could not remember the name of the other one that is canon. So it's either Quidditch Through the Ages is considered canon, or but they couldn't remember what the name of the other book that's considered canon is. And I just remembered that we do have Quidditch Through the Ages too. So I will need to go back on that video, see if anyone else has commented and if they have the answer. Because there was, they were told some of the books are not and some of the books are canon. So, but all of the Harry Potter and the whatever are canon. All of the movies are canon. And it's another Hagrid. Does that ever bother anyone else? That you're like, oh, I got it read, a huge threat, and it ends up being Hagrid. That we had to get at the beginning of the, that we caught very first.
The tutorial one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm probably going to let people go because I hate to say it, but we're probably going to be sitting here for a while. And obviously there's nothing nearby to really go after. There's no foundables either or anything else. Basically, there's nothing to do. So, unless someone's here and has questions, I'm going to let you guys go. And I will talk to you later. Oh, I do have one more question before I go. If I can get someone to do some art, not just for the channel, or some art for the channel, some Along Wizards Unite ideas, but obviously not stealing the any of the copyright stuff, would you guys be interested? Let me know, and I will see you later. Bye.